Well, I grew up in Santa Cruz. I was born and raised here. I grew up over on the west side in Arroyo Seco. And it's true, though, that the last decade has been in many ways my first decade personally involved in a lot of the arts in Santa Cruz. But the things I have been impressed by as I've gotten more and more involved, for those of you who don't know, currently I host a community television show, as Mark has hosted various shows himself. The show I co-host along with Chip, the executive director of the Downtown Association, is So What? And when we initiated the show, our idea was to showcase and highlight the artistic and cultural goings-on and life in Santa Cruz. We decided that we weren't interested in that anymore, so we now we just have city council people on as guests. No, I'm kidding. The show has expanded, but the one thing I have been impressed by is the fact that there's just no shortage of material. There's no shortage of guests. So we do 2 shows a month. We've just had our 100th episode, and there's so many people and so many artists in this town who we haven't had on and haven't had an opportunity to showcase. We do both field production, field features on artistic and cultural events, as well as have in-studio guests. Outside of that, I do theater. I'm an actor, and I have been in various theatrical productions around town, and also produced and directed some. And the thing I've been impressed with about the arts community is the goal, or the aspiration to use spaces in an unconventional way around town. And I know Kirby, when I first met Kirby, he had just opened the very first Question Mark Gallery on Pacific Avenue, which is where Pacific Thai is now. And I forget what it was way back then, but it was a gift shop, or I don't know. And I met him, and soon after I met him, I and some other people put together this production of a David Mamet play, and we did it on the 3rd floor of the gallery that he was holding down at that time. And it was this show called Sexual Perversity in Chicago, and we pulled in 20 chairs for audience, and we did this play basically in the lap of the audience, of maximum 20 people. And from there, Kirby was opening, it seemed like a new gallery every week in whatever vacant space was downtown. And that was the first of 3 plays that I was involved in, where we used that space, and then we used Club Caution, where we took the dance floor and we turned it into a theater, and we did this sort of dinner theater, except it was more like alcohol theater. And then we did another one at the Attic. I don't know if anyone ever heard of the Attic around here, but that was fun for a while. And so it's not just me, and it's not just theater, but I've found that there's people who are using spaces, the county bank, community television, the county building. I remember when the Gravity Girls a couple of years ago swung down from the side of the wall of Lulu Carpenter's and did a sort of an impromptu show and attracted a crowd downtown. So I've really felt like this has been a town where individuals and small groups have made a concerted effort to bring arts to people in places where they wouldn't necessarily expect it or didn't even sign up for.